Hi there. You're welcome to the part 2 series of how to make a good CV. I started this in my earlier video, how to write a winning CV. Common mistakes to avoid. I was the part 1. And in this session, I'm going to be discussing ATS Friendly CVs, how to format a CV for success. Now, most people hear about ATS and they don't really know the importance of having an ATS compliant CV. What is ATS? Applicant Tracking Systems. And why the company use it? For every job that is advertised, there are more than 100 people, at least more than 100 people that apply for those jobs. Depending on the experience required and the number of years of experience that is required. For most entry-level jobs, the number of applicants are higher than highly skilled and experienced job. But in any case, loads of people get to send in the application. And the HR department in most organizations are small and can't afford to look through all the CVs by themselves. So they use application tracking system, which is the ATS system. There are softwares that are employed by the HR department of organization to filter CVs for compliant with the role that they have advertised. So you see, it is key to understand why this system is used and how to effectively tailor your CV so that you are considered for the role that you're applying for. So we're going to be looking at it's mostly formatting and the relevant information that you should include while you're formatting your CV. So how should you format your CVs to ensure that the system scanning through your application sees the relevant information and check it as compliant? And with that, you can move to the next stage of your application. The first is using standard font. There are two major recommended fonts for CV. It's either you use the Arial font or the Time New Roman. Those are the usual recommended fonts for CVs. I've seen this a lot because I've reviewed over 3,000 CVs in my lifetime, I would say. Over 3,000 CV. And you see CVs with different font. One CV, but click through and you just see different font, one CV. That's not a good way to present your CV. Use a single font. It's either you're using Arial or you're using Times New Roman. Stick to one of those and you'll be fine. The second tip I'll be sharing is avoid graphics. I know it's tempting to want to put your picture, do some graphics, and show that you are artistic, except the role is for graphic artists. You don't need to format it in such a way that highlights all of those unnecessary formatting. And I understand there's some roles that requires you to include your picture. If it's not required for the role, you don't need to add them. It's not absolutely necessary for you to do that. So keep the graphic out of the CV. Let it purely be text-based formatting, no graphics. Okay. The third and most important part of an ATS compliant CV is using keywords. So there are words that are peculiar to industries or jobs. In finance, for example, words like analyzing, words like teaming, words like project management. Those are key. But let's not go too far. If you're applying for a role, go through the job description, the advert, and see the things that they have highlighted in the role that suggest that those suggest to you that these are the relevant information or keywords that are required for that role. And what you do is speak those keywords on that application and include them in your job description of the things that you have done. You don't have to copy them word for word, but use some words. It could be phrases, it can be words that you include in your CV. Ensure that you capture some relevant one that you have seen in a job advert. So your other information you can use is use a consistent bullet point and uniformity in your headings. So if you have, say, professional summary, usually that's what you have after your contact details. You have professional summary. Let that description of professional summary be the same thing as your experience. Let it be the same heading formatting. Don't format it italicized, for example, professional summary, and in your experience, you bold in it or you capitalize it. That's just way out. So use the same formatting style and ensure that they're aligned. Of course, we talked about font size. Ensure that they're aligned. The headings, the bullet points are uniform. Don't use star on one and use boxing the same. Okay. Then I'm just giving you a lot of information. Usually I will share 3 points, but I know this is important for ATS compliant CV. and this is why I'm exceeding the 3 points that we usually give. Your contact information should be at the top. Don't be too graphic with it. I know we all want to impress the HR or the employer that, oh, we know how to use MS Word. If they're testing your use of MS Word or anything like that, they'll let you know. It's not your CV that tells them, because people can outsource the preparation of their CV to others. So that's not really what they're testing, is how organized your presentation is. So ensure that your contact information is at the top, it's legible, same font, and if possible, the same size of font. Then in your professional summary, which is the next stage, ensure that you include some keywords as well. You have included keywords of the advert in the application on all your CVs, but in your professional summary, include those keywords there and make it not too long, brief enough to capture all what you're trying to communicate. For your work experience, make them a list of chronological order, reverse chronological order. So what that means is that if you started your career in, say, 2015, you don't start in 2015 when you're listing your experiences. You start from your current job till date. So if your current job was gotten in 2023, then you say January 2023 to date. You start from that one, then go to the next one that started from, say, 2021 to 2023, and put that. So reverse chronological. Instead of 1 to 5, it will be 5 to 1 in that order. So that's what it means. Never forget that. I've seen a couple of CVs that they start at the reverse. So they put the oldest job experience, work experience on top of their work experience. No, you make the latest on top and the oldest below. Then the last part of this is your education. Highlight relevant qualification. If you are into data analytics now and you read, say, a Greek in the university, you don't need to include a Greek, because you have changed your career, you have done something else. What they want to see is relevant experience. So if or studies, if you did a certification for data analytics, that's what you should include, not relevant qualification. So I think I've said a lot. I try to keep these videos to 10 minutes so that you can always have a reflection on those. I highlighted the importance of ATS and why it's needed, and I gave you some tips on how to format. One, I said use a standard font and size, avoid graphic and tables, use keywords, consistent formatting, let your formatting be order, professional summary, and your work experience in chronological order, and of course your educational and skill, and they should be relevant. I hope you found this session useful. Like I said, I'm doing a 3-part series, and this is the second one, making an ATS compliant CV. I hope you found it useful. I'll see you on the last one. Thank you.